Don't settle for comfort when God has promised you Canaan. That's the word. I've been trying to read the Bible from start to finish. So far, I'm in Deuteronomy. I actually really recommend that. It's great, especially because I've been in reading books lately. This kind of just feels like one huge book, even though it is, but it's just like being able to follow the storyline is so interesting. A revelation that I got from Numbers going into Deuteronomy, I've just been hearing this over and 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 over again. And I felt very inclined to share. And I was reading my Bible and I was like, let me get up and actually share this. So a little backstory before I get into it is the Israelites are being delivered from Egypt. In Egypt, they were literally in bondage and in slavery. Pharaoh was literally making their life a living HE double hockey sticks. Like, essentially, they're being delivered with Moses and Aaron leading them. It's taken them a long time. Moses has taken them to this land that God has promised, the land of Canaan. It's supposed to be flowing with milk and honey. It's taken a long time. They're going through a lot of trials and tribulations. And we get to Numbers 32. I want to say that this is kind of towards the end of the journey. They are basically just having to cross the Jordan River to get into the land of Canaan. And the tribes of Reuben and Gad, they owned a vast number of livestock. They literally see this land that is suitable for them, their livestock, their family. They own a lot already. They hey, Moses, this land here is suitable for us and our people. If we find favor with you and your people, let us have the land. Moses is telling them, this is what your ancestors did. You guys are going to lead the people astray. They see y'all sitting here, they're just going to want to follow suit and not go into the land God has promised. So they actually agree with Moses, you know what? Okay, we're going to fight, but we want to come back here to where the land is suitable, right? Literally, the only description we have of this land, the lands of Jazer and Gilead were ideally suited for their flocks and herds. The word that I heard when I read this, because I'm like, why would they want to settle here instead of just going to the land of milk and honey? What is the purpose of settling here? The word that I got from this was, don't settle for comfort when God has promised you Canaan. Don't settle for what seems suitable, for what seems ideal for you, your family members, whatever, for what seems ideal and suitable when God has promised you so much more. This is the only description we have of this land. We skip to Deuteronomy. Listen to the descriptions of Canaan. It is a land with large, prosperous cities that you did not build. The houses will be richly stocked with goods that you did not produce. You will draw water from cisterns you did not dig, and you will eat from vineyards and olive trees that you did not plant. When you arrive in the land he swore to give to your ancestors, you will have large harvests of grain, new wine and olive oil, great herds of cattle, sheep, goats. You will be blessed with all above nations of the earth. None of your men or women will be childless. All of your livestock will bear young. The Lord will protect you from all sickness. He will not let you suffer from the terrible diseases that you knew in Egypt. He will inflict them on your enemies. God is bringing you into a good land of flowing streams and pools of water, with fountains and springs that gush out of valleys and hills. It is a land of wheat and barley, of grapevines, fig trees, and pomegranates, of olive oils and honey. It is a land where food is plentiful and nothing is lacking. It is a land where iron is as common as stone and copper is abundant in the hills. Why on earth would you want to settle for something that's suitable and ideal when God has promised you so much more? I feel like you're tempted to settle for something right now that you're not supposed to be settling for because you know God has promised you more. You are tired of the journey, and that is understandable. That is okay, but keep on fighting because you are almost there. They had already wandered for 40 years. They literally just had to cross the Jordan River. I don't know how far. I'm about to go Google that one sec. They were 5 to 10 miles out just east of the Jordan River. That was a day's journey for them to get into the land of Canaan. They were right there and said, we like this land instead. Can we stay here? You're right there. And you're going to settle here instead because it's suitable? Do not settle for comfort when God has promised you Canaan. Why would you settle for that? Do not settle for that comfort. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. Don't settle for comfort when God has promised. You know God has promised you more. You know he has. But just because you have not seen it physically does not mean it is not there. All they did was hear about Canaan. All they did was hear about this land that's flowing with milk and honey. I am sure they were tired, as you probably are. Why settle for the comfort? Why settle for what is ideal and suitable when God has so much more for you in store? Did you hear those descriptions? They literally came from slavery. They came from bondage. Okay, they settled in a land that seems suitable. Yes, it's suitable. Yes, they were probably very much comfortable there. Would you rather be comfortable or live in lavish? Don't settle. This is your sign. Do not settle for comfort when God has promised you Canaan. I don't know what it is that you're settling for right now, but don't settle for it. You're almost there. You're almost there. I promise. promise you, you're almost there. I love you, but Jesus loves you way more.